All right, we're going to move on to our next speaker, shifting gears from high throughput mass spec to SPR. Our speaker is going to be Sven Malik. Sven studied bioprocess engineering at the Technical University of Dresden, and then he joined Sierra Sensors as an application specialist. He's currently a senior application specialist at Bruker, and going to tell us all about our newest SPR advancements. Thanks, Sven.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So yeah, thanks for allowing and making that possible to share like the virtual presentations, but also the in-person presentations. And as you see my title, I wanted to inform you about the next level of high throughput SPR screening. And 2 years ago in 2020, I presented in person the automation capabilities of the Bruker SPR portfolio, and I somehow awaked dreams maybe. And in this presentation, well, not awake dreams, maybe that's wrong. I created ideas, and now or we created ideas, and now we see how this becomes reality. So my talk is separated in 3 chapters. So I will give a short overview about SPR automation in general. I will talk about the current stage in industry, and talk about the real life examples. So stay tuned. So in the past decades, there has been major changes within the automation of SPR systems. So you can compare to the automation that happened in the production of cars. So years ago, nearly more than over 100 years ago, there were a lot of humans and their hands needed in order to make it a product. And nowadays you have a lot of robotics, and a similar we see a similar thing in different techniques, but also SPR. So you have less and less human assistance. So you finally prepare the samples, place it into the system, and even the placement into the system could be automated, and also the preparation, of course. And you have to start the experiment. And all of that started with SPR systems, and that where the human has to do manual injections. So there's no auto sampler. You just use a syringe used with the open SPR system without the auto sampler. So you plug in the syringe, and you are the auto sampler. You plug in you press in the sample and observe the SPR signal. This then changed to single needle systems. Some of you may recognize already systems that you have in your labs, and then finally there are multi-needle systems on the market, and there's like the Bruker portfolio with the Pro series, the Sierra SPR-32 Pro, and the Sierra SPR-32 Pro, and of course also the 8K. And in addition to that, there is automation, and this is one focus of that talk. And the automation capabilities of the competitors of Bruker's, they are somehow in an enclosed environment. Means the automation is enclosed. You do not have a flexible platform, so you stick to these 12 plates, as you see it here with the Sciativa 8K Plus. Whereas in our case, you can attach a robot, and however it just depends how many plates you place next to the robot. It will be just transferred. So there's no limitation in that perspective. If we look into industry, I would just go over what is possible with a Bruker SPR portfolio. And what you could say is that we see automation as a default. So any robot, any scheduler can be connected with our SPR platform. And one automation option, we see the robot as a friend. So this is one automation option. And what you just simply see here is our SPR system. And next to that is the Thermo Fisher RS, or the Orbitor RS from Thermo Fisher. And the plate transfer is organized by our control software. And as in this little video that I want to share, you will see how this is organized. So I hope you can see that. So here you see the system itself. Within the system, we have a dual plate deck. If the method is telling the connection or the plate transfer is programmed, the orbiter will check here whether there's a plate inside the system. If there would be a plate, it would be discarded or placed to an empty position within the racks there. Then in this case here, 384 well plate is transferred directly to that dual plate deck. So if you see that as a screening campaign, you would have all the 384 well plates within the hotels on the left hand side or right hand side next to the robot, and these individual 384 well plates will be exchanged, whereas on the other plate that stays inside the system, you could have control samples, you could have your DMSO correction, and so on. And this is just the workflow how you could use the system. Yeah. So here's now the second plate, and again, your throughput then just depends how many hotels you connect to that particular robot. So this is the first example. Second example is being a member of a family. And what we have been published, or what we launched 2 years ago, was the API, the application programming interface, which allows to integrate our SPR systems within a fully automated environment. Means you have these, and this is an example here of the high-res bio setup, where a central robot controls multiple systems surrounding it. And this could be an hexagon structure, an octagon, or nanogon. And this setup has been or is been used already in the industry with other Bruker instruments. And of course, you can now also integrate the Sierra SPR-32 or even 24 Pro, whatever demands you have. And yeah, the functionality, I'm not sure whether you have seen that, but it's just that in this little video here, I just wanted to show how that works. So it's pretty quick. The central robot transfers the plate from one system to the other. And what does that functionality or this setup allow? It just opens new perspectives on SPR data. Each individual system is placed on a single trolley, and here you see such a trolley with an installation in Northern Europe. So this could be such a trolley from high-res bio. So you place a system on top of this trolley and you move it to your hexagon, for example. And it does allow that you have a flexible sample preparation, but also a multi-parametric readout of data. So you are able to achieve orthogonal data. You combine SPR data with fluorescent data. You combine SPR data with MS data, whatever your workflow allows. And SPR is not just one technique. It is a fully integrated technique. And this is what this API and the integration allows. And now, if we see the platforms that we allow, so you saw the high-res bio setup with the Celario software, but it will also be possible with Thermo Scientific and the Momentum, or Alan Utegena with the SciBio scheduler. And the potential instruments you could use, of course, it could be a plate stacker, it could be a liquid handler, the SPR systems, Rapidflex, and the presented timsTOF MALDI PharmaPulse from a system that aren't presented. So any system could be placed next to that robot. So now let's talk about the real life example. And I thought how to communicate this real life example. So as mentioned 2 years ago, I guess we created ideas, and what I thought about is how these ideas and our claims that we had during this presentation were becoming reality. And one claim we have, and we still use it, is that the Bruker SPR platforms allow the readout of 2 or 3 targets plus a reference. And in reality, Novartis screened against multiple targets per channel. And you see here our layout of our SPR system. So we have 8 channels and we have 4 sensor spots. So, and on the A spots, they have used this as a reference. The B spots was used as a target spot. So they used their 120 kilodalton target. And then they had 2 mutants used on this sensor spot C and D. Further on, the next claim is high throughput SPR data. So the Bruker SPR-32 can screen up to 3,000 compounds a day. And in reality, Novartis screened a campaign of 28 384 well plates. So that's a total of nearly 11,000 compounds. And if you calculate back on the runtime they use, so that's approximately 2,000 compounds. And even if we are not have matched our claim, I feel it pretty impressive that we are so close with our prediction, because of course our prediction, our claim was related just to the measurements of the compounds, but the user itself and the customers, of course, they have control compounds, they have the DMSO calibration and so on, and this is what takes into consideration that we have just 2,000 compounds. The third claim is high throughput SPR data analysis. Bruker SPR systems are compatible with a gene data screener. The reality was that Novartis analyzed these 28 384 well plates fully with the gene data screener software, and the total of 11,000 compounds have been analyzed in 2.5 hours, which is just amazing. Yeah, so they had their templates, they were loading the data, and yeah, finally they got all their results. So they were not wasting any time in order to wait for their results, in order to yeah, transfer that information to their chemical group. They could directly continue without any delay there. And yeah, we have to thank the Novartis group in Basel, Christine Genick, Daniela Ostermeier, and Markus Krömer from the Novartis team, but also the gene data members with Ada Yi, Cameron Scott, Carolina Agrias Villa. And we finalized now a great collaboration between the 3 of us. And this is like, it was last Friday that we got the go from the legal department of Novartis in order to use that on SLAS. So it will not be possible to get that application note at our booth at SLAS, but you will find it on our website. So feel free to have a look at it. It's just, yeah, it's just amazing. I'm really happy that this becomes reality. So if you want to contact us, and you will find further information about the SPR products of Bruker, you will find that, of course, on the website. And if you have time today at the conference, just use your mobile phone and look into your app store and just download Cactus Tool. So it's the first SPR biosensor app. You can download it, and you have a little SPR simulation tool, so you could simulate your SPA data just based on a single injection, and simulate the data based on these kinetic rates that you have. And if you want to send me an email, I'm happy to answer that. So that was my talk, and yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.